Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, we are from the sixth group, the last group from this class. We will present about analyzing and interpreting qualitative data. There are some points that we will discuss in this video presentation. The first point is the definition of data analysis in qualitative research. The second point, it talks about steps in the process of analyzing and interpreting qualitative data. The third point, that is preparing and organizing data for analysis. The fourth point is about explore and code the data. The fifth point, it talks about use codes to build description and terms. And the last point, it is about construct a representation and reporting of qualitative findings. So we go to the first point, that is the definition of data analysis in qualitative research. Data analysis in qualitative research is often done concurrently or simultaneously with data collection through an iterative, recursive, and dynamic process. The analysis involves reducing and organizing the data, synthesizing, searching for significant patterns, and discovering what is important. Therefore, data analysis in qualitative research is a time-consuming, and also it is difficult because typically the researcher face massive amount of file notes, interview transcript, audio recordings, video data, reflection, or information from documents, all of which must be examined and interpreted. The second point. Next, we go to the second point of this video, that is steps in the process of analyzing and interpreting qualitative data. There are 6 steps in process of analyzing and interpreting qualitative data. The first step is preparing and organizing data for analysis. The second step, it is about explore the codes of data. The third step is use the codes to develop a more general picture of the data. The fourth step, it is represent the findings through narrative and visual. The fifth step, it is make an interpretation of the findings. And the last step, that is conduct strategies to validate the accuracy of the finding. Each step of this process of analyzing and interpreting qualitative data will be explained by my friends, that is Nevada, Nikma Nurin, and Nabila Holuki. Thank you.
Okay, the next is preparing and organizing the data for analysis. Initial preparation of data for analysis requires organizing the vast amount of information, transferring it from spoken or written word to a typed file, and making decision about whether to analyze the data by hand or by computer. First is organized data. The organization of data is critical in qualitative research because of the large amount of information gathered during a study. The extensive data that an interview yields often surprise new researchers. And second is transcript data. Transcription is the process of converting audio type, recording, or file notes into text data. You may use a transcriptionist to type your text file, or you can transcribe the information yourself. In either case, for interview data, transcription needs special equipment to help create the transcript. The next is explore and code the data. After you have organized and transcribed your data and decided whether to hand or computer analysis, it is time to begin data analysis. This consists of exploring the data and developing codes as the first step in analysis. First is explore the general sense of data. The first step in data analysis is to explore the data. Second is code the data. The first step is get a sense of the whole, read all of the transcription carefully. Second is pick one document, choose the most interesting, the shortest, or the one on the top of the pile. Third is begin the process of coding the document. This process involves identifying text segments, placing a break around them, and assigning a code word or phrase that accurately describe the meaning of the text segment. The next is, after coding an entire text, make a list of all code words. And the last step is reduce the list of code to get 5 to 7 times or description of the setting or participant.
So the next is about how to use codes to build description and themes. In a qualitative research study, you need to analyze the data to form answers to your research question. This process involves examining the data in detail to describe what you learned and developing themes or broad categories of ideas from the data. Describing and developing themes from the data consists of answering the major research question and forming an in-depth understanding of the central phenomenon through the description and thematic development. The first is description. A description is a detailed rendering of people, place, or event in a setting in qualitative research. Developing details is important, and the researcher analyzes data from all sources like interviews, observation, documents to build a portrait of individuals or events. In providing detailed information, a description can transport the reader to a research site or help the reader visualize a person. It takes experience and practice to describe the detail in a setting. By examining qualitative studies, you can find illustrations where writers use detail to take an ordinary experience and transport you to the setting so that you can almost feel or taste the situation. So the second is themes. In addition to description, the use of themes is another way to analyze qualitative data. Because themes are similar codes aggregated together to form a major idea in the database. They form a core element in qualitative data analysis. There are several types of themes. The first is ordinary themes, second, unexpected themes, third, hard to classify themes, and the last is major and minor themes.
So the next is construct a representation and reporting of qualitative findings. Here I will explain about representing findings. The first is create a comparison table. It means here is create a visual image of the information in the form of comparison table or metric that compress group on one of themes. Example, men and women in terms of safety. So the next is develop hierarchical tree diagram. This diagram visually represents themes and their interconnection so that the themes are present in order from the broad themes to the narrow themes. So the next is present figures. It means here is figure with box show the connection among themes. So here is draw a map. It means here is depict the physical layout of the setting. So the next is develop a demographic table. Here is describe personal of demographic information for each person or cite in the research. So the next is reporting findings. It means here is the primary form for representing and reporting finding is qualitative research is a narrative discussion. A narrative discussion is a written passage in qualitative study in which authors summarize in detail the finding from their data analysis. So maybe enough here our explanation, and thank you.